build on that. So our third model is the mediation model. We've talked about the do-it-yourself and litigation. So continuing on in the mediation model, what are your thoughts and perspective on the mediation model?
Mediation model is a whole shift, again, in thinking, and it's a positive move. Now we have a mediator who steps in. He's really interested in finding common ground, helping people to find a solution. They're really driving the process in a positive kind of format. The biggest problem that I see is you're kind of limited, though, to the qualifications of your facilitator, of your mediator. There's a lot of great people that do mediation, but they may not be estate planning experts or tax experts or investment expertise. And so you're limited in terms of what they know.
So the mediator can help them stay on focus, but there still may be some complicated issues which require a financial professional.
And yeah, if the clients don't get enough information, they may be making decisions not fully informed of all the different opportunities that they have in front of them.
And Melissa, from your perspective, the mediation model sounds like it's more peaceful. What are your thoughts on mediation?
I agree with Randy. I think it's more positive, except that, well, when there is a well-trained mediator, just like Randy said, except that I don't think it addresses the emotional issues, the communication issues that can occur during the process and after the process, unless there is a professional there to help them with that. So.
As a mediator, I sometimes find that there may be an imbalance in their personalities or their emotions, where one party is dominating the process, and I'm watching the other one maybe not having as much of a voice as they want. And I try as a mediator to level the playing field, but I can't really coach or advocate for one party.
That's true. I also think that if there is a problem that they've been dealing with in the marriage, this process can just exacerbate it. It gets worse.
Well,
so I think,
and many times, you know, they will bring in outside professionals in the mediation process. Most likely it'll be financial. I rarely see the mental health or the counseling in this type of mediation process. But even if you do bring in outside people to help shore up some of these weak areas, they may not necessarily be trained in how to work with other divorce professionals, how to spot and identify all the issues related to this, and it's not a real integrated approach at that point. It can be a little bit
That's a good point, and I found from my experience occasionally the parties will want the help of, say, their own accountant, but if that person isn't trained in dispute resolution, then that person is offering numbers and information, but isn't helping them settle the case. So we have a fourth model that we talked about before. It's the collaborative model, a collaborative practice model. And you're both trained collaborative professionals. So what are your thoughts on how that model differs from the others, and what are your thoughts that people should have?
Well, with the collaborative process, what I like about it is that I get to step in with the clients before they get to that point of anger and bitterness, and I get to help them, guide them through the process as a coach, so that they can communicate more effectively, so that they can deal with some of their emotional problems, so that they can actually make a commitment to the future to be more amicable. This is good for them, it's good for the children that are involved. They serve as a good role model when they're getting along better with each other, for their children. I like this process.
As a lawyer in the collaborative process, I often describe the divorce coach's role, I believe they call him a divorce coach, as a person who helps my client keep his or her head on straight, eyes focused forward, and help them move through the process.
Yes, that's true. That's what we do.
And from a financial standpoint, your role as a collaborative practitioner, what is the role? What do you do when you're in a collaborative case?
Well, it's interesting because, you know, as a CPA, we don't usually take a lot of psychology classes or classes with that side of our brain, so to speak. But as a trained collaborative professional, we do a 3-day intensive training where we're actually working with the legal side, the counseling side, and how to interrelate and bring services to a client. They also require here in Orange County, where I like to practice in an organization I'm involved, or the Orange County group I'm involved with, 40 hours of mediation training. So technically I could be a trained mediator and offer services in mediation. Completely different than what you learn in accounting classes or tax courses. But the collaborative, in my opinion, gives us the best opportunity to find that magic moment where I can get the clients at the table, we can negotiate a settlement that's really focusing on their kids, their financial circumstances, and that will really work for them. We can hit more home runs here than in any other.
And I understand part of what the financial professional does is not just look at what the numbers look like today and how much the support is today, but what's this going to look like a year or 2 or 5 years down the line, and look at more of an integrated package.
We really want to be creative sometimes with clients and try to help find the right solution for them and their family. And that's exactly, we want to make sure it works today, it works in 5 years, and it works in 10 years, that it's sustainable. So we're able to do a lot more in this method, I think, because along the way they've been trained in how to communicate better. They're having help on all sides, and it's really a much easier method for us to work in.
Melissa, you're a mental health professional.
Yes, I am.
In your role in the collaborative model, do you provide therapy or counseling or for these people?
No therapy or counseling. I'm a coach. I focus on the here and now and the future, and I help them move forward. I help them problem solve. I help them find solution. It's very solution focused. My therapy training helps me, but I think it's also important to know that as a collaborative coach, I'm also trained in mediation, 40 hours of mediation for me as well, and I also go through that 3-day training, intensive training, to become a collaborative coach.
Now, we heard in the first segment about confidentiality. So I'm envisioning now lots of discussions between the party or among the parties and their coaches and their financial practitioner. Are these conversations open to the public, or do these remain confidential?
They're confidential within the team, absolutely.
Okay. And so there's some kind of a document that is signed that allows you to talk to
Yes.
Randy and Randy to talk to the other coach and me to
Yes.
talk to Randy.
Everyone signs a release.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that we can exchange
Yes.
information. So we've heard from the financial professional and we've heard from a mental health professional, and we've talked about 4 methods of getting a divorce, 4 ways to leave your lover if you require it. There's the do-it-yourself model. It has very little structure. The benefit is it's less expensive. The parties do the case themselves. We have the litigation model, the tried and true traditional litigation model. They either hire a lawyer, each one has an advocate, much more structure, led by the lawyers, but very little concern about the emotional fallout of the divorce. At the end of the case, the parties are left to kind of go on with their lives as best they see fit. They may hire a mental health professional to assist them on the outside, but it's an adversarial process. We've heard about mediation, the idea where the couple sits down with a neutral, trained professional, often a lawyer, often a mental health professional, sometimes a co-mediation model where there are 2 professionals helping them. Here there is more structure, less emphasis on the adversarial outcome of winning and losing, an attempt to try to help them settle the case. It requires full disclosure. It requires good faith negotiation. It's successful in a variety of cases, but it requires a lot of effort by the parties, and it has some built-in limitations if there's an uneven playing field. The last model we discussed was the collaborative law model. In that model, there's a team that helps the parties as an integral unit, everyone striving for a settlement the parties can each live with. Those are different models. There's more information available for you. You can go to the Orange County website and seek information on the Self-Help Center. You can contact lawyers through referral services, through the Orange County Bar Association. You can reach mental health professionals through county psychological associations, state and local accounting organizations. The International Academy of Collaborative Professionals has a website at www.collaborativepractice.com. The local chapter, Orange County, is Orange County's Collaborative Divorce Solutions of Orange County. The website is www.CDSOC. We hope the information we've provided you today is helpful and gives you some idea of the 4 ways to go through a divorce. Thank you for watching.